going down for all to see. Then switch it up and treat me right.
Hello, hello. My name is Random Items, and I play 3 free epic games to determine whether or not they're just slop or if they're worth playing at all. And yeah, I make the intro based off the music I like. What can I say? Anyways, on to the first game. You ever look at Satisfactory and go, man, I wish there were Pikmin? Well, that's this game. That's right, this game is a cozy action and automation game. That means whenever you're not automating, you're exploring, and whenever you're not exploring, you're automating. The gameplay's pretty self-explanatory, again, automation, but instead of normal conveyor belts, you have these little guys. They go around set paths that you make and transfer materials and products. They're also the ones who are running the machines to build them. These guys have more uses than free labor. They also commit murder. And even deforestation. Exploitation of the natural resources, my favorite. I'm a little sad that the time that I got to play, I wasn't able to build a parking lot, but I'll allow it. This game's tech tree is locked behind quests that you do with the townsfolk that actively improve the world around you. It will even bring new characters and allow you to have even more quests. My only minor complaint with how these systems work is that I took forever to explore right to the left of my base, which unlocked the next spark that I needed to unlock pretty much the rest of the game. This is a gamers don't look up situation, but it was very annoying for me. When it comes to automation games, a lot of the content is found later in. But unfortunately for me, I only have so much time to play it. So I read up some of the reviews to see how this game fares towards the late game, and it seems like the further you go in the game, the more tedious it becomes. I'm going to be honest though, of the many factory games I've played, that's pretty common and is a pretty normal pitfall for games to fall into. But these are honestly minor critiques. This game is very pretty, it's interesting, it has a storyline that's well enough for me, and a bunch of things to unlock, including different types of these Pikmin-like creatures. Oh, it also teaches you really well how to play the game. This demonstration of how the paths work right outside the person who gives you the paths is extremely helpful, and I honestly was super stupid at the beginning and I made a loop without realizing that I could just make a line and they would turn around when coming to the end of it. This game does have DLC, but luckily they are just cosmetic. And this weird roller coaster one. Very solid game, would recommend. It might even be worth picking up on Steam. It's only $15 on sale. This game is certifiably not slop. On to our next game. Welcome to Warhammer Speed Feeks. Yeah, Feeks, not Freaks. This game's all about two things. It's about orcs and giving dyslexic people really hard times reading the menus. Yeah, it's me, Mr. Dyslexic. Anywho, basic rundown of this game is two things, blowing each other up and doing objectives. There's 2 game modes that I know of. One where you're fighting this big mech and you have to drag a bomb to it, and the other where you get to the objective first, and then you fight for a few minutes until you go to the next objective. And yes, that game mode is as boring as it sounds. So a majority of the time that I spent playing this game, I played the bomb game mode. And that's kind of only because that was the only game mode available. There's only so many people playing this game at a time, with a peak player of 44 on Steam. You're not going to find that many people to play this multiplayer-centric game. Look, I'm going to keep it a $1.50 with you. I love Warhammer. I think orcs are a cool faction, but this is a game that would not have sold if it didn't have the Warhammer name attached to it. It's sloppy at best, it's not very fun, and despite what the game wants you to believe, it's not very active either, and there's barely any moments that got my heart pumping or my blood racing. What definitely didn't help is that every time that you die, you have to watch this animation. This is so boring, you just spam A and get through it because you want to actually play the game. This wouldn't be an issue if every car wasn't built like paper and you weren't constantly rushing at each other to die. What really takes me away from the action though is how meaningless every kill and every objective score feels. No matter what you do, it's not like the big mechs break. they're actually in a race, and by hitting them with a bomb, you only slow one down, but you still have to wait until they make it to the end of the race. I don't know why they didn't make this game mode a health-based game mode and make the bombs actually worth stopping. But most of the time, it's just kind of throwing yourself around until the game's over. Look, I tried to give this game a really good shot, but with the constant one-line joke of ooh, orcs, and oh my goodness, we spell things wrong and say things wrong, this game got dull really fast. It is by far slop. It's Warhammer selling out again, and I hate to say it, it's not worth playing on Epic, and it's not worth playing on Steam. On to our next game. Hey, really fast, this is the part where I tell you to subscribe, so please! Okay, anyways, back to the video. If I had a nickel for every time that we had a roguelike on this series, I would have 3 out of 4 nickels. That doesn't make much sense, but trust me, it's true. So at this point, I'm pretty good at roguelikes. Except for the fact that this is chess. And oh my goodness, I suck at chess. I got it eventually, but man, this took some significant brain power. Which is honestly a testament to this game. It was complicated, yet easy to learn. This is chess, but there's freaky pieces. We don't have regular pieces like queens, knights, and bishops, but we do have Agent L and Agent X, who change in between the two every single move. And beyond that, we have upgraded knights, which turn into Pegasus, which allows you to move double the amount of spaces that a normal knight could, covering a huge portion of the map. This game is difficult, but fair. Every time I think I get a really cool piece, like the Reaper, who can kill any unit on the same colored square as him, except for the king, I am immediately humbled by a piece that can do the exact same thing, but better. There's never a full board, however, as there's only 8 pieces per side, and one of those is the king. To get those pieces and to upgrade the ones that you have, you get an option of picking a direction like a normal roguelike. There are only 4 total locations that you can go to, which speaks to the testament that this is a pretty empty game, all things considered. This is another freebie title from Epic Games that doesn't feel so much like a full game, and more like a demo for something that would be completed later, despite it being in full release. As somebody who doesn't play chess a lot, this game was pretty enjoyable, and I had a good time with it. But I can't imagine it being that much more in-depth when I see the same things every single run. So while it's not slop per se, I would say that it would be better to play this game on Epic because it's more of a demo than anything. But if you're willing to cough up $4 for it on Steam, it's probably worth it there too. Just don't expect to get a ton of hours out of this. Oh, and what you see is what you get. This game hasn't been updated since its release back in 2023. On to our next game. That's all I got for you today. Please subscribe, I'll be doing more. I'll see you next time.